Skills for the new heroes were just released in Call of Dragons, and my god, they are counterattack monsters that actually can get an artifact that force you to attack them. So stick around in this video for our initial reactions and the full skill reveal on the new infantry heroes coming to Call of Dragons. Whew, this is pretty hype. Hello my friends and welcome back. I'm Chisgule Gaming, and today's video is sponsored by the makers of Call of Dragons. And every time news or information is dropped about the game, you know your boy Chisgule Gaming is going to drop a video, and this information just went live moments before this recording. So let's review everything the developers shared, starting with arrow towers. Your alliance can capture these spires, I believe in Season 2, that do a bunch of damage to enemy units. Let me tell you, if you thought the defensive meta was powerful before in Call of Dragons, y'all are in for a world of hurt with the new options that are available, which not only includes that defensive tower we just looked at, but you also can get policies for an ice turret. So the other thing I'll point out here is look at this. There are a bunch of things they didn't talk about that we know they're changing in the upcoming policy board. But there is defensive pushback, augmented defensives, resource seizure, countermeasure merits. Does this mean more merit gain? I don't know what all is in here. There's a fire turret and a poison turret as well. So they didn't talk about any of this stuff, but it's in the picture. So it's probably coming to the game. Wow. Okay, also, can I get that gem count, please? Please, can I have that gem count? Thank you very much. So here is a picture of the developers dropping an ice turret, which costs, it looks like 10,000 prestige. Oh, you must enact one of the 3 policies below. Do you only get either a fire turret, an ice turret, or a poison turret? It didn't look like that. But let's review this really quickly. So the fire turret allows your legions to build fire turrets. Fire turrets deal heavy damage to target legions. The ice turrets reduce their march speed. Oh my god, if you thought defensive chokeholds were bad before. The poison turret allows you to inflict poison. Sure, I mean, defensive positions just got to a whole new level of crazy. Wow, that is. And like, look, you build them on the map, and presumably you level them up. It looks like there is a build limit of 3 turrets. But GG, baby. I actually think that these style of buildings are not bad for the game, but I do think that the defensibility of certain positions and the assault ability of certain positions does need to get looked at. I do generally think it's very, very, very healthy for the game for defense to be stronger than offense because, hey, look, players gang up on other players, and to be able to, I think, set up a defensive position is really powerful. So I'm not opposed to it, but I also think, like, oh, active defenders are going to be crazy. Now, let's review the new commanders, the thing you probably clicked on the video for. Skogul, the lucky spin hero. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. I'm going to review all their skills and also the rally heroes skills. I mean, you're just going to pair these two together, all right? These two heroes are going to get paired together, the new infantry. I prefer when game design doesn't do that, personally, because I think you're, open to more creativity. But when it's like, hey, here's 2 new heroes that, like, obviously do stupid stuff together, like, okay, we have to do that then, right? I do think for field, Skogul will be super viable without pairing with the rally hero. So I think it could be fine, but let's just talk about this. So Skogul's Legion gains Vigor and Blood Fury, but what the heck does that do? Well, Vigor's an effect we know. It lasts for 6 seconds when maxed, and it's a 15% hit point boost. Fine. Very easy to understand. But Blood Fury makes it so your Legion deals additional counterattack damage every second to all Legions at close range when they launch a normal attack against your Legion. So this doesn't work against far away units, but only works against close range units. Target Legions take 15% less counterattack damage from Blood Fury with each additional target. And the max damage reduction is 50%. This is a bit of a head scratcher. I don't totally understand how this works. It sounds like Blood Fury, which you get for 6 seconds, is doing extra counterattack only to close legions. And the number of legions that you're doing that damage to, that damage will decrease based on the number of things you're hitting. Okay, so basically, what do we learn from this? Gain hit points and do counterattack damage. Okay, what's next? All infantry units gain 20% physical attack, and 10 more hit points. Cool. Easy to understand that one. Third skill. When in the field, so not garrisoning, but does work for rallying, Skogul's Legion gets 60% march speed every time they gain Rampage. Hold the phone. Does that 60% march speed work for the rest of the fight? Does it last for the duration of the Rampage? We don't know. So we do know that Rampage... wait, Rampage. No. Rampage is not this. Wait, what is Rampage? Hold up. While in the field, Skogul's Legion, every time they gain Rampage, and they get... Okay, this is... I'm already confused. And they get 25% attack, and it's stacked. So it's 1% attack every time they launch a counter, up to a maximum of 25%. Okay, can we find Rampage somewhere else in this kit? Where is the Rampage? We're gonna have to do some looking around. This is Blood Fury. I thought this was Rampage. It's not. It's Blood Fury. Where is Rampage? Okay, next skill. Skogul's Legion has a 10% chance to receive healing when hit with a normal attack. Healing factor of 350. I think that's cool, but the 5-second cooldown on this is extremely limiting. So it's 350 healing factor, but that cooldown time is just like super, 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 super limiting. Granted, I think this would be busted if it was too low of a cooldown. So whatever. Let's look at the next skill. Where's Rampage? Infantry units in Skogul's Legion deal 10% more counterattack damage. So somewhere you can get Rampage, but it's not listed here. I think... Isn't Rampage... No, that's synergy, boosting your skill damage out. Oh, isn't Rampage all damage? We know this from the Oath of the Storm Peak, right? Yep, there it is. Oath of the Storm Peak, Rampage. Now, I don't know how you get Rampage on this unit. They had the tank tree and the PvP tree, I believe, and the mobility tree. No, it was infantry PvP mobility. Infantry PvP mobility. Is there somewhere in infantry that you get Rampage? Cool-headed, keen... I'm not aware of where you're getting Rampage. Where are you getting that? Army of Valor, no. I don't think this is it either. There's Vigor, Defense Break. How are we getting Rampage? Also, 60% March Speed is kind of nuts. Maybe Rampage is not the right word. Let's go back to look at the other hero and see if maybe they're giving us a Rampage buff. Let's figure it out. The second hero available from... the Strongest Lord event, and also I think it's Wheel of Destiny, the wheel you can spin at the start of the season to unlock the new heroes. Love that design, by the way. Very, very cool that you don't have to win a Strongest Lord in order to get this hero. You do have to pay money, but dude, hey, look, in Rise of Kingdoms, the only way you're getting the hero is if you win the equivalent of the Strongest Lord, and Rise of Kingdoms is what this game was based off of, right? So love that change. Anyways, Wild Blood, active skill, gives you physical keen and resistance. So not Rampage. But you get 6 seconds of 50% attack and resistance 15% damage taken reduction. Now, there is a weirdness here, which is that I'm always looking at how do these heroes pair up with the heroes we already have? And, I'm thinking, hey, I max Madeline. Where am I going to use Madeline, right? Well, not here, because Madeline does a, damage taken reduction effect. It is a resistance effect, and it's not going to stack with this resistance effect. So, I can show you that real quick, right? When you awaken Madeline, you get a resistance effect of 10% for 4 seconds. That's a big part of that. That is the awakening skill of Madeline. Actually will do nothing for you because I don't think this resistance will stack with that resistance. And Rise of Kingdoms passive skills and active skills stack, but in this game they do not. It's whatever effect is stronger and that prevails. So the resistance effect of Goresh would overwrite the resistance effect of Madeline. So for folks like me who are disillusioned into believing that I'm going to run 2 infantry and use Madeline potentially with Goresh, I don't know about that. So from here we can go to the next skill. Goresh's Legion gains 20% counterattack with infantry and 15% infantry defense. Easy to understand, and given that you're going to pair presumably Goresh and, dude, what's her name? Skogul together. Okay, totally get it. 6 second buff, 50% attack boost, and you reduce the damage you take. Wow, okay, whatever. Third skill. When Goresh's Legion launches a counterattack, they have a 50% chance to deal additional damage to up to, dude, AoE counterattack damage to up to 5 legions. Each additional legion targeted reduces the damage taken by 15%. So it's area of effect damage that reduces based on hitting multiple things. It's only 200 damage factor, but bro, It can trigger 2 times per second. This dude is going to be a furious counterattack monster. I mean, you want to boost counterattack as much as you can, which is why, like, Skogul is going to just be an obvious pairing, I think. Wow. Wow, okay. And when attacking a city or stronghold, they use besieging, which is... it's the most confusing word, because I don't know if they mean just generally attacking or rallying or both. I think it means both, but you get 20% attack. Honestly, the good news, everybody, this being on the 4th skill is a really elegant design. It means you can max the first 3 skills before you unlock this last skill. So don't unlock this skill. Max the first 3 skills. Use them in the field if you want to, then get this skill. Okay? So what are you missing if you don't have this skill and you're using him in the field? You're also missing the Awakening. So what is the Awakening? The Awakening is improving the active skill. You're missing 10% attack and a 5% damage taken reduction. Hey, look. For the, what is it going to be? 310 hero tokens it's going to take to finish him off? It's 75, 75, 80, 80, right? So, like, you're not really missing, in my opinion, all that much. I really feel like max the first 3 skills. If you're just using them in the field, you're good to go. All you're missing out on is 10% attack and 5% damage taken. Granted, that lasts for 6 seconds. It's really nice. Like, this is powerful, but, like, consider your, investment in the game, your token stance. Like, can you really afford that? Maybe not. So, like, I just really think that's elegant, that you're really not missing all that much if you don't awaken him. Unlike Syndrian, where, like, you really miss a lot without an awakened Syndrian, because without the awakened Syndrian, not only is the skill distribution difficult, because the rally skill is like the 2nd skill, but also Syndrian, every time you crit a couple times, you do like 400 damage factor, which just goes insane with the Syndrian Freygar combo. But this is really elegant and clean for folks that just want to field with some infantry, okay? So I still don't know where we're getting Rampage. I need to actually study this a little bit and think about it. Drop a comment down below. Let me know where we're getting Rampage from. I think this rally is going to be insane. You're not going to be able to swarm it, which was the weakness of all other rallies. And, yeah, you stick an infantry rally on something. What the heck do you do about it? You just lose. You got to fill the rally, but, like, you can't swarm the rally. You, I guess, could counter the rally. But between the Goresh and the Skogul, yeah, like, you're going to do a ton of counterattack. The two pair really well together. Now, who would I pair these heroes with if you weren't going to pair with like, the two together? And I think, because this is the lucky spin hero, let's focus on Skogul. I think Skogul is going to have some potential with Madeline. The reason I think that's going to work is that at the end of the day, like, she is boosting your counterattack damage, okay, to close range regions. Or legions. Madeline is also giving you counterattack. She's shielding, so you're going to stay alive for a while. Shielding plus healing on this 4th skill is, we know this is a very good combination of things. So I think Skogul Madeline is going to work. I think that Skogul Nika is probably going to be too squishy. That would be my guess. I think you're going to really want the shielding from the Madeline. I think Skogul Garwood is definitely going to be a viable field combo for just surviving. And wait a minute, is that how we're getting Rampage? Wait. Over here, is this how we get Rampage? Hold up. So I don't know if this qualifies as Rampage or not, because it doesn't say the word Rampage. Garwood, okay, increases physical damage dealt. Hold up, I've got to have a Garwood report. I've been just, using him for leveling, okay? Hold on. We look in the battle log. Is it a Rampage effect? So Garwood launched a normal attack, activated. Oh, wait, that's the artifact skill. GG. There's the active skill. Where's the healing effect? Garwood launched the normal attack, blah, blah, blah. Okay, Thistles and Thorns was triggered. So on the next turn, theoretically, does it qualify as a Rampage effect? I don't know if it does? Question mark? It says damage was dealt due to Thistles and Thorns, but they're not calling it Rampage. I don't know, man. 60% March speed with Garwood would be so cool. I don't know how this is going to work. It doesn't say Rampage off to the side over here. No. All right. Well, we'll have to see. Damage taken reduction. Where's the damage dealt? Infantry. God, there's so many buffs. It's actually wild. See, it's physical damage dealt. I don't know if that qualifies as Rampage. Rampage, actually, I think is a different thing. It's like all damage dealt. GG. All right, well, I don't think Garwood is going to be that crazy after all. Okay, so you know who gives Rampage? It's actually Hosk. So I don't know necessarily that Skogul Hosk is a thing, assuming that Garwood doesn't count as Rampage, and here it says Rampage. But like, Skogul primary with Hosk secondary could be a thing. The downside is you already have a Vigor effect, so it would be overwritten by Hosks. So like, you Skogul primary, you get like maybe 2 seconds of the 15% health from Skogul, and then boom, it will be overwritten by the 30% health of Hosk. But the Rampage boost would give you maybe 60% march speed for maybe 5 seconds. And then, I don't know, normal attack damage boost is really unexciting for Hosk over here. But counterattack crit rate going up to 30% could just be good enough that it doesn't matter. Like, you buff yourself like crazy, you get to a massive amount of counterattack, and you just win. I don't know if that's going to work or not, but it might. So Hosk is one option here. If Rampage is like super worth, that actually would work with your infantry. Bakar. Oh, Bakar also does Rampage. So this is another way, all damage dealt by 20%. I mean, I'm generally not all that hyped about epic commanders, but Last Ditch Strike, when you have less than 50% of units remaining, when you counterattack, you have a 50% chance of inflicting a bleed at 600 total damage factor. You can only trigger this once per second, but like, if you triggered this on a different target every time you counterattack, when you're less than 50%, like, that is a really dumb amount of damage factor, like 600 damage factor per second. So Bakar, like, actually could be fine here. Bakar deals hero skill damage to the enemy, but grants Rampage, increasing damage dealt by 20%. So, like, I don't know, maybe Bakar is actually the play. But hey, we aren't done yet. Let's look at the Spiritbone Torc. The Spiritbone Torc is the new artifact. And what does it do? It grants you rage and taunts 5 surrounding enemy legions, forcing them to attack you for 3 seconds. This is cool. I mean, I find that with my infantry, I never need this. But given that you're a counterattack machine and your enemy might just ignore you and try to kill you with AoE damage, like, forcing them to attack you could be cool, even though it's only 3 seconds. Also, this is going to give you shelter and determination. If you know what determination is, please leave a comment. Shelter and determination for 30 seconds is crazy. Shelter is a defense boost. Determination does what? I actually don't know. Very curious for that. This is also going to give you infantry defense and legion defense, which is fine. I think you would rather have health, but fine. This artifact, there's a little bit more, and they kept scrolling but didn't show it all, so I don't know what else this is going to do. There could be more to the Spiritbone Torc. Also, they didn't show what the new war pet was going to do in their video, so I was a little bummed about that. They did show, however, that we are getting prestige now from Darkling forts and from dark creatures, so that's kind of cool. Players can gain prestige from Darklings or beasts by destroying dark forts, completing season stories. Big amount from your season stories, by the way. Do the season stories. And prestige is what you use to enact policies. Also, there's going to be a truce zone. In the truce zone, you can't fight other players. And there are going to be higher level Darklings and dark creatures. Now, this is a big deal. Like, if you thought now was a great time to invest in your war pets, you're wrong. You heard it here first on the Chisgule Gaming YouTube channel. Subscribe and throw a like on the video. I think this one comment is going to deserve it. Save your best pet skills for the new high-level pets, because I guarantee you we're going to get higher star levels on pet skills. Right? I will be shocked if we don't. Higher level dark creatures means higher level pet skills, presumably, right? All right, so I'm pretty sure you're going to get higher star level. Like, we may more regularly see 2-star pets in this new season, which, like, I don't love that we've invested a lot in 0-star pets and then 1-star pets, and then you're going to go have to get all your skills again for 2-star pets. But, like, I'm almost certainly going to save the overwhelming majority now of my 2-star skills until we know if, like, hey, 2-star pets are just going to start to be really common. All right. From here, they also said that you can search for specific rarities of Darkling guards, which is kind of cool. And also there's some changes to policies, by the way. You can see that gold healing, wood healing, ore healing, and mana healing, I think that is reducing the resource cost of that specific resource for your resource-based healing, which is a really, really great addition to the game. Also, they've changed, I believe they said this, yes, medical seminars. So instead of increasing the, let's see here, what does this do? Your options for medical seminars is hospital, further increases daily resource healing based on a percentage of total legions. Okay, that's the same. And healthcare further increases elixir production speed at your hospital based on a percentage of your total legions. Okay, I feel like, isn't that the same effect, but they're wording it differently? I'm not entirely sure. And they showed another picture here. This looks like it's the same. Increases your daily resource healing at your hospital or your elixir production speed at your hospital. This looks like it's the same. So is this what's different? Did they change percentage-based elixir production? I'm a little confused here. Drop a comment. Let me know down below. Yeah, that looks like it's the same thing we have today. That seems the same. The one up top is increasing your resource healing. So I think those are the same. I think. But right over here, instead of these, we've got some different options. So anyways, I'm hyped for this update. There are a bunch of things that, well, one final thing we can look at is a map. Hold up. So here is the Season 2+ map. And everyone is saying that there's now like 6 starting zones. So what the heck is going on with the new map? Let's try to get a peek here. I mean, this could honestly be like a video in and of itself, but there's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I assume these like long zones are the starting zones. 6? Gosh, I'm going to have to mark this up. So I think it's like this. Maybe. And then presumably you've got some fight into this zone. Some fight into this zone. I mean, let me mark them differently so it's a little bit easier. But like it looks like 5 and 6 fight over here. And then 4 and 5 could fight over here. 3, I mean, I don't think 3 and 4 fight anywhere. 2 and 3 can fight over here. Presumably. And like 1 and 2 can fight over here. I don't know how this map works, actually. I actually don't know how this map works. And then there's like this. Let's see here. This zone is like huge. There's only 2 of these though. So there's like this zone. And then there's like this zone. Right? And does that leave like this tiny area as the dragon area? I don't know. I do not know how this map works. Very curious. We'll have to see. We'll ultimately have to see. But I'm hyped for the new season. Of course, if you want to see how my current season went, I mean, it was pretty rough with some betrayals. Card will be in the end screen in just a second. I'm hoping for new stuff in Season 2+, but we'll see how it works, folks. Until next time, you have fun smashing the kingdom.